Alright. We are live with the Last Blight Plague. So we're going to pick up where we left off, folks. There we go. Get my stuff lined up nicely over here. Nice. Alright. So, when we last left off, in my video from yesterday, we had just gone in here and talked to the followers of the Divine Flame. I'm actually going to step inside so we're not out in the rain there. And we couldn't get the quest complete properly. We were having problems with that. Well, but after the recording, I did a little bit of testing and experimenting, mostly involving reloading and trying to complete the quest again, and it actually completed this time, and we were able to actually turn in the quest item and get the next quest, which is now we have to wait for them to look at the slime we brought them for a couple days, and then they'll send us a letter basically telling us, oh, hey, we figured this out about the thing, you know. So, that's where we're at now. So here we are, the followers of the Divine Flame, and our old base camp is up here, and we traveled south along all of this. And I'm kind of thinking that we want to set up camp. I'm thinking kind of here, actually, because we're on the edge of the lake, but we still have some river, you know, that we can get access to fairly easily. At least I hope we can. It all counts as lake. Why is that all counting as lake? Well, it's a river up there, so maybe we'll set up over there. But we want to find a good flat area, and I seem to recall this area over here was pretty flat. We're also next to some swamp, which we're going to want access to the swamp. We're also not too far from this fire pit. And all of that's going to help us out long term. Although we could also go down this way a little bit. We got a big town down there. But anyways, we're going to find a place over here to kind of set up a permanent camp. Because this one's just... It's not a bad spot, but it's kind of far out of the way. And that's just a real problem. So, we're going to go work on that today. While we wait for the hermits to kind of figure out what all they got. And we're also going to grab some more of this slime while we're out and about. So, let's see here map-wise. Which way we need to go? We need to go kind of up and around here on the hill. If we see any copper and stuff while we're wandering around, we're going to grab it. Or at least mark it. Okay, that's a boar sitting over there. Boar is fine. Alright. Let's work our way back. There we go. Gonna harvest this rabbit up real quick. I feel like this boar is eating my rabbit. It did. Did you say the intestines? How dare it? And it ate the fat. That jerk. I mean, at least it got the hide. Can I have my rabbit remains? Good to know that the pig will eat the dead animals. Not aware of that. Alright. Moving along here. Let's see here. What do we have food-wise? We still have a bunch of blueberries. Which, actually, let's go ahead and feed our character real quick. Because I'm going to have to do something with these blueberries anyways. There you go. And we're going to crush a bunch of these up, make some blueberry juice, drink it up, get our character fit, or rehydrated there. But welcome to the stream, folks. We're streaming some more Blight, the Last Plague this time. I'm guessing when I was streaming Icarus the other day, I must have not changed my stream description, and that is probably what confused people there for a little bit. Right now we're just working on getting our character hydrated. Taking a moment to make some blueberry juice, basically. Also freeze up some of these blueberries for us. And some space in our inventory. That rabbit's kind of contaminated. There we go. Let's just drink all that. There we go. It's not perfect, but it'll get us going in the right direction there. Alright. Let's see here. Where are we map-wise? So we need to kind of go up over this little ledge here. Kind of around this area of Blight. Because we kind of need to head back towards this swamp down here. Because I want to grab a little bit more of the slime. Because we're going to want it in the near future. I'm going to go ahead and eat this here. Stop up our food bar a little bit. There we go. See, the main problem is we got some slime into our pack and it blighted like half of our food, which is a problem. There's a bear over there. We don't want to mess with that. Alright. No, we got off course a little bit. Kind of needed to walk past that bear. Oh, it's fine. We'll let the bear have that side of the hill over there. Yep, he's just going to plop down over there. Also going to grab a few more of these small stones. I don't need that in my hand. Go. But these small stones we're going to use to make a another campfire pit to mark kind of where we're going to set up our new base of operations here. And I am watching chat for people who join. Actually, you know, I'm going to grab some of this chamomile. There we go. Because we can let that dry out in our inventory. Make some chamomile tea. And there's that swamp down there. That's what that kind of low gray area is. We kind of want to keep an eye out for some bug repellent. I'm not seeing any. I mean, I've got some. I just don't want to use it all. That's a wolf. I don't really want to deal with the wolf. Wolf can stay over there. Alright. I think that's a wolf. That could be a coyote. Where are you? Yeah, that's a coyote. Coyote I can deal with. Then it gets a little more serious than coyote that we don't want to... Alright, so let's just go apply all of my bug repellent here real quick. I see something we're going to go visit over there. We're going to go visit that building right there. Alright, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our bag into our main hand here. Because we're going to come in here and we're going to find some more of that slime. Now the slime is going to be inside blight clouds. So we're going to have to be really careful getting it. There's going to be some right there. We're going to grab that little bit of slime right there. There we go. And that's all we're going to get. And see, that's more than enough. Put that back on our inventory. Now, we're kind of badly blighted right now, so we're going to have to spend some time getting over that. We're going to go raid this little building right here. There we go. So we're going to take this covered glass bottle. And actually, we're going to zoom in a little bit here. Take that covered glass bottle. that steel pickaxe. And alright, so these glass bottles are actually incredibly valuable for us here. Another glass bottle. Man, this is like fantastic. These are very, very valuable. We've got a book down here too. Alright, come on. Where's the book? There it is. Go. Now the book isn't super valuable. This pickaxe is good because we can actually use that to like kind of make ourselves another pickaxe. But what we're going to do real quick is we're going to grab one of these rocks here. We're going to take this thing apart because this is going to be a good source of nails and other materials for us. There we go. Got a piece of leather, some short planks, which we'll take. Take the pebbles too. Not real sure what pebbles are for, but the main thing we want is the nails. Why am I getting hurt here? Did the blight move on me? What is going on? I think the blight's moved. Or, no, what is our bug repellent's worn out. And we're going to grab all this stuff here and get out of here real quick. Okay, let's get out of here real quick. Alright, there we go. So let's move leather into here. Move this pebble into here for now. We're going to sort everything. That looks like... No, that's just another coyote. Coyote's fine. Alright. There we go. But the good thing about those glass bottles is we can actually use those to make vinegar, which we can use for various purposes. Let's see here. So we're going to need to cross the river and basically head north. Because we do have to go back to where we came from, basically. We're also going to need to grab some more spotted red mushrooms here. These right here. Because we're going to need to make more of this here blight reduction stuff here. In fact, let's go ahead and work a little bit on that. In fact, it's going to reduce my health by basically 30. Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait till we get home and deal with it there. So we're going to need to grab like all the chamomile and, you know, red spotted mushrooms that we see, and some ginseng as well. There we go. Eventually we will get like better light curatives. Alright, red spotted mushroom. More chamomile. Some more red spotted mushroom. Alright, oh, there's more right there. Lots of nice red spotted mushroom here. Which is good. We needed that. The other thing we kind of need to keep an eye out for is more chamomile. How much red spotted mushroom we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. 8 of them's pretty good. Let's see if we can't do 10 though. to go back this way because I want to cross the river up here. Because I was thinking, like, up in this area wouldn't be too bad, because I really just need kind of a flat area. Yeah, and see, this is river right here, so that's actually good. And the reason river is important is because, one, not only is it a source of, like, fish and such, but you can get a pan for panning resources and pan for resources in the rivers. And the other reason I'm thinking about building next to these lakes, though, is I'll actually be able to use my raft that I made to cross the lakes. Once I can get my raft down into a lake, I'll probably just have to make another one. Okay, so that stuff doesn't care about being wet, I don't think. Alright, well, there's another red spotted mushroom right there that I wanted. There we go. Alright, so now we need to turn this way. And go north. I think we got enough red spotted mushrooms here. Let's sort all that. 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, 11. We got 11 of them. So we'll grab like one more, because I kind of want to just keep some extras around. There we go. Because also, once I make them into the mushroom soup, yeah, we can store it long term. That's another coyote over there. There's some more chamomile. I'm going to want that. Also, we're going to start grabbing some ginseng as we see that now. We gotta follow the road here a bit. We're gonna need to do something about food here. And water. But let's keep going. Yeah, you can see the blight clouds are getting a little rough. And what we might do long term, like once we've kind of gotten all of our tools and stuff that we need set up, and kind of once we've completed the storyline, or at least what's in the storyline, if we keep this playthrough going, we'll probably move off the map to escape the blight clouds at some point. And there's more chamomile. Gonna need that. There we go. You have to be careful with these blight clouds over here. Because those blight clouds are going to be a problem. Here's something we can grab. I don't really want to deal with you. Wolf creature. Coyote. Alright. Looks like it's not chasing. Which is what I wanted. Alright. Stop to grab a mushroom. Just to get jumped by a wolf or coyote or something. Didn't even see which one it was. Alright, some more of these orange mushrooms. There we go. Alright, so these orange mushrooms we can actually just eat. They're a little blighted, but we're just going to eat all these. Because, well, they are a little blighted. They'll help us with our thirst. And they will also help us with our hunger a little bit, just here with all these blueberries. At this point, it's just kind of everything we can do just to kind of get back to base. Finding all these iron nails was nice. There we go. I always hit that trying to get out. Alright, put this axe away for now. Now again, we're going to be keeping an eye out for... We'll also grab some dandelions on the way back too. Because these dandelions will be good to have. Because we need salt anyways. Yep. Doing anything we can to kind of keep our stuff good to go here. Let's see here, map-wise, where we at? No, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna have to swing wide a little bit because we don't want to walk through that old town of ours, our old hometown there. But finding that pickaxe was a good find because we're gonna need one very soon. Now, there's some ginseng right there. That's one of the things we needed. Beautiful. So we're going to keep our eye out for more ginseng and all that on the way back. Also grab these dandelions over here. I actually don't know what the oleander is for. I think that's for one of the later things that we're going to get. There's more chamomile too. And some more ginseng. Perfect. Right next to each other. Chamomile. Ginseng. Beautiful, beautiful. Still heading north? Yep, we are. Perfect. In fact, we're almost heading on a direct line towards our base. And again, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to eventually want to move. We kind of need to get ourselves in good order before we do that. You can see the blight clouds have spread down this way a little bit. And they will continue to spread again. I've actually read one of the current things they're working on because of the current state of the storyline. There's no way to like permanently stop the blight right now, but it will come in future updates. But around like day 50 in the game, you start to get a little bit of like lag in the game, for lack of a better term, as it's having to calculate all the blight clouds and shifts in the blight clouds. It's one of the things the dev is working on. That is wolf, I believe. So that wild bergamot is the stuff you use for the bug repellent in the swamps, by the way. Can't tell if those are wolves or if those are coyotes. Yep, those are wolves. We'll give them a wide berth, because they're quite dangerous. I'm definitely not ready to fight two of them. One I might be able to pull off, but two, no. Considering last time I fought just one, I lost. As a matter of fact, thinking about that, let's actually get a weapon in hand, just in case. There we go. More dandelions there. Alright, this should be... We gotta turn around a little bit. We need to actually go more that direction. Well, those wolves kind of got between me and where I needed to go. Now our foraging skill improved. Nice. Oh, still need to head further this direction. At least this is letting us get some good herbs and remedies, because we're going to need a bunch of this chamomile anyways to treat our wounds as they currently are, and our blight. The reason you need the chamomile is because the blight cure that we have does health damage. And the chamomile will help you heal. There we go. Oh, there's some more ginseng, which we're going to need. And the good news is we can plant ginseng fairly easily. Our bigger concerns is red-spotted mushrooms. Like I can plant, you know, garlic. I can plant ginseng. Chamomile grows back. But the red-spotted mushrooms, you can't plant them in too much daylight. It's another wolf. Those wolves are just walking back and forth here, kind of between me and where I need to go. Where are you going, wolf? You still have your friend with you? This one looks like it's by itself. So I think if we just give it a wide berth, we'll be alright. Let's get through here before we stop to find out. Now, I am also using a better weapon than the last time I tried to fight a wolf. Last time I just used I was using a regular wooden spear, just a pointy stick. Wolfy pointy stick, wolf 1. There we go. Lots of salt. Need lots of salt. Alright. Okay, I think we're about through the forest. Alright. The other reason I kind of want to move is this area is not very flat up here, which makes any kind of large-term building kind of difficult. Alright, I'd really like to grab some more chamomile on the way back, too. How close are we? We got off track a bit. We need to make a hard right turn here. Easy to get turned around in those woods over there. Yeah, something else I kind of want to set up is a second smoking rack. Because we're really going to need, like, with the amount of food we keep generating, we're going to need a lot more smoking capacity to smoke the meat and stuff. Actually, I should. If I see any more garlic on the way, well, there's another wolf right there. Look at this. These things are kind of everywhere. Let's go around this side. We'll go around this side of the patch of blight. The animals will walk through the blight, but they don't seem to, like, go out of their way to walk through the blight. It's more like they'll chase you through the blight. Grab these dandelions while I'm just here. There we go. I should actually check and see what salt is worth. It might be worth trading to other survivors if I can find more than that one survivor camp. One survivor camp's kind of small. There you go. Alright, so that wolf was actually kind of... That wolf was actually kind of close to our home. Here's some more ginseng. Oh wait, I want to walk past some chamomile. There we go. I could use garlic. I should have grabbed some. Alright. There's our camp. Finally made it back. Now, that's part of the reason I also want to move, just because of how long of a walk it is. There we go. Alright, how's our soaking basin looking here? Good, these are both treated. Can I put that in my offhand? I can. Beautiful. Alright. That in there. That. Yeah, I'm getting very thirsty, I know. Okay. I need stuff I can use for firewood. Nope. Those won't work. I'm gonna put that rabbit there real quick. And do I have any garlic? No, I'm out of garlic. Okay, well, let's grab... can put the spear in here for a moment. Let's grab Yeah, we'll grab some sticks and stuff. That'll work. So let's grab a full stack of these. There we go. The good news is once we get the fire lit, the wild animals will kind of stop coming over. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. We're going to do this. Just to get this thing going here. Do this. There we go. Alright. Nope. That's the smoker. I want the fire pit. Alright. Kindling. Pine needles. Ignite. That's using the pick. I don't want it using the pick. There we go. There. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, go ahead and cook that. There we go. Oh, goodness. I made a terrible mistake. Let's see here. Water skin. Which one's this? This is purified water. Let's just drink all that. I was trying to avoid using my water, but we're back at base, so I can easily make more. Alright. There we go. Now let's see what I need. I do have another tanned rabbit skin. Put this leather in here. And since I have all these boards I brought back, which are really what's taking up my inventory here, let's do this. There we go. That solves that problem. Alright, so let's come back over here to our chest. We'll put the paddle away. Actually, we'll take all these dandelions out. I'm going to put this back in my inventory now. Put the paddle over here just because I'm not going to need the paddle now. Let's put these up here. We'll put all the candles over here. Just to organize them a bit here. Put this up here with the tools. So we got some more candles to get. There we go. The other thing is going to be moving like this large chest of stuff here. So I can't just pick it up, unfortunately. But we're going to put these glass jars in here, just save them up nicely. Same with this book for now. Alright. Good. Good, good, good. Let's see how this is looking. Let's eat the rabbit. It's going to hurt our blight a little bit more. But there we go. Alright. Now we're going to take this off the cooking area for now. Get our bowl here. I really wish I could build a bridge across the river here. Let's boil that up. Let's sort this again. I'm going to grab all these bones out of here. Mostly so I can take all of this non-dried chamomile and throw it in there to get it dry. And these rabbit bones as well. There's that. Now the other thing we're going to need, let's examine this garlic. How's that looking? It's good. And what about this young ginseng over here? Also looking good. This one. Also looking good. Beautiful. Alright. We're going to get our axe out because we need some more firewood. Cut it down from this side here. Because we got a lot of cooking we're going to need to do here to get ourselves fully recovered. We're also going to need a second water skin, just for chamomile tea. And if we wanted to go really crazy, I'd get a fourth water skin for ginseng tea. Yeah, chop this large bush out of my way. There we go. Another quality of life thing I think would be nice would be like an auto pickup. Just pick up stuff in this area, until you fill your inventory. Or pick up all of a similar type. I think would be a good quality of life. Like, see, there we go. Cool. But I can make some more space. There we go. Not sure we're going to be able to get all of them. Yep. There we go. Let's do one more. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut a log. There we go. Actually, we'll go ahead and run back to base real quick. Drop off what we can. Let's see here. How's our campfire looking? Alright, so let's drink all of that. Let's go ahead and get our water topped off a little bit. There we go. And the other thing we're going to do... Well, I say we should, move bases, but we're actually pretty well established here. Maybe we'll just move and build further out this way. That actually might be an easier solution. We'll just build further out this way, away from the lake. You know what? I was thinking about it. As tempting as it might be to move. And while it's a long journey, I think we'll just continue developing this area. Because if we decide to leave the map, this will also be a good area for us to leave the map and come back to. There we go. I'm doing this to just get us a good stack of firewood going. There we go. This will let us top off the fire pretty nicely here. And this next batch of water we boil is going to be for making chamomile tea. There we go. Alright, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good. Let's throw that in the fire too. Why not? There we go. Yeah, so that's going to reduce our energy a lot, but it's going to give us, like, 20 health back. Oh, we got a bunch of fish too. So what we'll do here, put this on the fire, get this boiling. Especially while we've got the fire burning. We're going to put our axe away, pick this up, put this back in the river here. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut these fish up. There we go. Oh, we're starting to float away. Hold on. Let's try that again. The great news is the smoked fish, again, it's not like the highest food value, but food value to blight value is pretty good. It's just hard to beat. Unless, of course, it gets blighted by accidentally getting the same thing as a bunch of slime. Now, we'll eventually get a way to fix that to some extent. Like, this stuff is all, like, super blighted. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these in here. There we go. That's all smoking nicely. Actually, that's not going to let me burn that just yet. You have to wait for that to rot. Okay, so we're going to fill our water skin. Yep, transfer all of that in there. There we go. And this is also where, you know, with how we're at, I think just leveling this area out a bit more, building a little better setup, and getting a little bigger furnace or kiln will. Yeah, so yeah, I think I will just stay here long term. Especially since we're using the bronze tools for our walking around tools. We are going to have to do something about this steel pickaxe, though. Alright, let's go get the rest of that firewood. Wasn't what I meant to do, but that'll work. Again, I hope everybody's having a good night. Alright. So I do need to start, like, another stack of firewood, just somewhere. There we go. Just put that there for now. Grab this last log. And actually, what we'll do is we'll chop this stump up. Yeah, that is helping our health nicely there, that chamomile tea. And what we'll do is once you get this wood chopped up here, I'm going to use all this scrap wood we'll get from this to add to the campfire. Get a little more fuel in it. Then we need to get some more steel bits going and stuff. So we're going to have to build a bloomery. That's kind of... To fix our steel tools, we're going to need a bloomery. There we go. All the scrap wood. Wow, really? Not enough space. I was about to say, there better be enough space in there. There we go. Got it all. Alright. We'll grab this one here, take it back with us. Beautiful. Alright. Let's see here. Put this here. Very good. Alright. Come over here to the campfire. Can I start a stockpile? I can't start a stockpile with this. But each one of these is like, you know, a few more minutes of fuel on the fire. There we go. There. Beautiful. Alright. Let's see here. How's our fish looking? Fish is coming along. Water is ready. So what we'll do here, go into my inventory. Let's cut up a couple of these. There we go. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mushrooms. What am I doing? You can just do control. There we go. And then we're going to need some salt. Let's go back over here. These away. Nope, not the fish. Where'd that ginseng go? There it is. Put this down here. The others. I'll just put these ginseng roots here. I need to put the money away that I got. There we go. Kind of keep it semi-organized here. Now, we need split. We need what? I think 60 salt. There we go. Beautiful. That should be enough salt. So, nope, that's the wrong one. Campfire. There we go. So if we boil that up, that'll get us some more of this mushroom soup. But we're going to need like a full serving of this stuff to really get our blight under control. Alright, just checking a few things here real quick. Alright. Oh, we can finally add this piece of fuel to the fire too. Nice. Just now noticed that. So this slime, it's not useful right now, but we're going to store it away, just keep it in this thing. But one of the things is we'll get some instructions from the hermits about it and what it can be used for. It's a whole thing. You can actually use it to make some pretty cool stuff. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take that. Here we go. I'll get that finished. Beautiful. Add this to my pile of pine nuts there. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and drink all of that. That's going to hurt our character a little bit. Then, yeah, so that's going to be 30 points of health. So we could survive drinking both. So go ahead and drink all of this one as well. There we go. Alright, and then what we're going to do, to help kind of counteract that a little bit, is we're going to do two things. We're going to refill our water. And we're going to boil it again. And while that works, let's see what we want to work on. We do need to get, like, an actual area leveled here soon, so we'll probably work on that. We're going to need some more large stones for that. This is reducing our blight nicely. So yeah, we're going to lose we're losing like 0.6 blight per minute basically, and we got like 50 minutes of that. Main problem is we're also losing like basically a health point a minute too. In game, so that's about every couple seconds there. Oh good, this coyote hide's standing nice and quickly, which is good. Food-wise, ooh, right. Let's check our fish, see how that's coming along smoking-wise. Oh good, that's not got too much longer left on it. Nice, and our next round of water is boiled. So let's throw that in there. And we'll throw this in here. And that in there. Boil that. Get some more chamomile tea going. It's going to tire our character out a little bit. But in the end, it's going to be totally worth it. And the other thing I want to do while I was sitting here thinking about this, I'm going to grab... Actually, we'll just grab this rabbit hide. There we go. And we'll do this. Because we're going to make another water skin specifically for chamomile tea. There we go. Good. So that's done. Chamomile tea, chamomile tea. Sorry, water skin. Water skin. Where is it at? There it is. Oh, I need 2 ropes. It's not 1 rope, it's 2 ropes. There we go. I was like, why is that not showing up for me? Because I didn't have enough rope. That would be why. Because I normally carry a water skin of the mushroom soup and water and chamomile tea. So there we go. So now we'll fill this water skin with just all of that. Done. Nice. Got one in our offhand here. That in our offhand. Put this back on here. We don't need that in our hand currently. Beautiful. Grab some more water. So this is something I always do, kind of whenever I get back from these long journeys, is I spend a little bit of time doing some cooking, getting things ready. So we'll throw... I don't need that yet, actually. Let's boil it first. I'll mess that up in order of operations there. Get some more fish smoking. There we go. And this is why we need another smoking rack. Beautiful, beautiful. We're making good progress here. Alright. I wish I could use these pebbles for something. Like, I wish I could use these pebbles to make, like, a flattened area or something. And actually, that's something I can work on while we're waiting on that to finish here. We're going to grab... and we're going to build a floor. Just a plank floor. I have to have a plank in my inventory, that's fine. There you go, just 1 plank is enough. Now what we'll do is we're going to come back over here. Click on this. And now we'll make that mushroom soup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to be 1 mushroom short, that's fine. Ginseng fruit, where are you at? There you are. Got that up. And we're going to need 60 salt again, but I got plenty of salt. And we're going to be making some more salt here in a bit. Let's just split this into 60. There we go. Alright. There's our 60 salt, which is what we needed. Throw that there. Throw the ginseng there. Split them off. Throw that in there. And boil it. There we go. Alright, now. And notice our health is tanked, but we fully cured the blight that we had, which is great. Alright. Not this. There we go. So what we're going to do is this. Alright, snap to grid. Alright. Okay. Now let's flatten this out. There we go. This is a trick I learned from the Reddit, where you can basically, you know, be like, I'm going to build a floor, and then use that to, like, flatten the floor. And then never actually build the floor. Alright, sounds like my soup is ready, so we're going to add that back to my water skin. So what we'll do is we'll stop that for a minute. Toss this in here for now. There we go. And put this extra piece of ginseng in there, because I don't have enough left to do that anyway, so we're going to fill our water skin here. Yep, just transfer all that in there. There we go. My cat is sneezing at me. My dear sweet cat. She's got bad sinuses. Ever since she was a kitten. She was sick when she was a kitten, before we got her, and she was a rescue. Sweet, sweet cat. But she got sick when she was a kitten before they rescued her, or around the time they'd rescued her. And she's had sinus problems just like me ever since. I'm gonna crush up all this bone just to get it out of my inventory. There we go. So crushing up bone is good because you use that as fertilizer for farming. And then also, it improves your herbalism skill. There we go. But again, this will help us level up our herbalism skill, which will make us do things like this faster, as well as making different other items faster, and medicines and things of that nature. Alright, just getting slightly distracted by a message from one of my business partners, because I run a tax business on the side. Alright. There we go. Apparently, he's trying to set up a group chat between me and one of our clients, and has definitely sent it to, like, the wrong person. Let's see, it's just potable water. Cool, we're going to use that to fill up our water skin with potable water. Yep, transfer all that. So I'm really concerned about who my business partners had talking to our tax client, because it's not me. Oh, goodness. Alright, do I not have a bone meal stockpile around here somewhere? Really? Well, we're going to start a stockpile for bone meal. It's going to go right here. Because it's kind of next to where we're growing plants anyways. There we go. That gets the bones out of my inventory. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so what we're going to do then... Small stones, we'll go ahead and add all that there. I'll grab one back. Because you always kind of want to smell stone in your inventory. There we go. Now I'm going to put this extra mushroom in here, because it ain't going to do me any good in my inventory. Beautiful. Alright. Let's see how this is doing. Good. So let's finish filling up our water skin. There's 20. Alright, so let's see here if we can get some more chamomile tea, medium strength, strong. There we go. We'll just boil that up. Get ourselves some more chamomile tea in our chamomile tea water skin. And we're also going to need to eat some of this fish, I think. There we go. Fill with chamomile tea. Yep, transfer all of that in there. Beautiful. Yep, in the hand, please. There we go. And we'll do one more of chamomile tea, which will top off that water skin nicely. And then we'll also use it to, like, kind of fill it up our food, our thirst bar anyways, to help get some of that health back. And these are almost done. This coyote hide should be done over here, actually. Just about. Very close. How are we doing? Still got 8 hours of fuel left. Nice, we're getting there. So let's go ahead and eat this fish. Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of blight back, but we'll be able to get rid of it like it's nothing. How much? So this is our water skin of mushroom soup. Yeah, alright. So we'll drink like 10 milliliters of it. Just trying to get our character nice and topped off food-wise here. And we'll just eat all of those real quick. Let's get rid of some of this. Yep. What's this? Yeah, it's still got... We'll just eat all of that too. And eat all that. There we go. Cool. Now what we can do is put 3 units of chamomile in there. Get our tea going. Wait a second, folks. Sorry if I've gone quiet. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this into my chamomile tea water skin. Top that off. And we're just going to drink the rest. And that'll give us a little more health topped off nicely. And what we can also do really quick, because we got a little bit of blight here, just a little bit. We're going to fill a clay bowl with just say, 20 milliliters. Because that'll be enough to get us all sorted out. There we go. Alright, put this in our inventory, get that smoking up nicely. Done. And what we'll do is we'll take our bowl, go ahead and boil off a little bit more water, just to get ourselves sorted out. Notice our blight's almost already cured. And see, that's part of what I like to do, just have something to have it's, always kind of around and available. Because it lets you, just not worry about, whether or not you're going to be able to cure your blight and stuff. And you can always keep it low, which is nice. There we go. Let's pick these up. I'm going to go top off the fuel in the campfire. There we go. Put that away. I have to repair the shovel. Can I even repair the shovel? I don't think I can. I think I'll just have to make another one. Well, that's alright. Grab that real quick. We'll keep working on flattening these here out. There we go. Making good progress on flattening this one out. Alright. I really kind of wish I could do larger floor sections. If I could just do much larger floor sections, that'd make this a little bit easier. Now I could flatten out large areas much more quickly. Oh, character's getting tired. Not surprised, though. Don't know, chamomile tea we've been drinking, which does tire you out in this game, and everything. Now, I think this does level our endurance, I think. There we go. That's flattened, and then we can actually just control, click, done. We don't have to worry about that one. Alright. Top off our water real quick. I have a sudden surplus of smoke leaves because I underestimated how much I'd get from the harvest. Oh, yeah. You've been playing a lot of RimWorld over there, General Efficiency. Smoke leaf is a very, very profitable plant in RimWorld. So, I understand. I understand, man. Alright, so we'll sleep. I think I just saw a bear walking up on my camp as I was laying down to go to sleep. Nope, it's coyote. That's fine. The coyote can stay over there. There we go. Let's grab our smoked fish. Stack all that up nicely. Oh, right. I need to, like, tan this rabbit hide. Gotta have that rabbit hide just sitting here in my inventory. So a large batch smoked leaves and beer to a teenage town guard from an allied compound. I mean, that's RimWorld in a nutshell right there, if we're honest. Like, that's just RimWorld things. You know? Like, that just is what it is. Alright. So one thing we're going to do real quick is I'm going to get some water in my thing here. So let's grab this and this. And I got 2 hours worth of fuel there. So we're going to fill this up with water. Fill this up with water. It's kind of funny, since I have the whole, like, you know, showing me what's what. On the map, you see it's got the names popped up, whatever you want to call that description. I occasionally see just a trout just go, like, flying by. Did my fish trap break? Oh, no, it's right there. I was like, wait a minute, where did my fish trap go? Yeah, so, how long's it been since you played RimWorld? Because you're encountering new things from the sounds of it there. Just from some of your posts in Discord, their general efficiency. Because they've added a lot of stuff in some of the recent updates, some of which was added just to the vanilla game. Oh, you just started? Ah, yes. Well then, welcome to the world of RimWorld, or, in the words of the Smithing Brit, everyone's favorite war crime simulator. I know you don't have the DLCs yet to explore even crazier things, but even the stuff they've added just to the base game with the release of the DLCs over the years, it's been pretty crazy. Including some of that fun stuff you were talking about in the Discord there. Yeah, you're going to get transport pod crashes, and those will get interesting. And, yeah. Just remember, that's just a recruitment opportunity. You know, that's just a new worker for, you know, your camp. They just didn't know they wanted to work there yet. You just had to explain to them that working here is much better than working for the Raiders. You know. You just remember, you just kind of run, well, depending on how many colonists you want. There's actually reasons not to recruit everybody that you have the option to recruit, be it through kind of forced recruitment or through, you know, them just wanting to join. I already got one slave for the allied enslavement camp that you're friends with. Yeah, well, you know, that happens. At least you haven't gotten to the point where you know exactly how many hats you get per person. Or how many times you have to run, you know, certain types of food through the nutrient processors that your people will stop being unhappy about eating it. Here, I'll just let you figure that out on your own. I won't spoil your little innocent mind with that particular set of war crimes. As far as RimWorld goes. Let's just say the game holds nothing back whatsoever. RimWorld. Such a great game. How are we doing here? Efficiency 90%? 90% is good enough. Alright, there we go. Get the bowl out of my hand here. Nice. Actually, we should top off my character's water while I'm sitting here thinking about it. Go ahead and throw that on the fire. Get some more campfire fuel going. Alright. Because I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish leveling that area out over there today. Oh, I forgot to put my nails away. I forgot. Got a whole bunch of brand new iron nails. There we go. Still wish I had some use for these pebbles. Alright, so there's that. Let's get out. Let's get out the axe, chop up this log. Yeah, you know, sometime when I'm not streaming General Efficiency, if you want, I'll get into the Discord with you, and I'll explain some of the interesting things you can do in RimWorld. Have you figured out how to make freezers yet? I assume you probably have. Alright, there we go. Shovel back out. Oh wait, no, I was gonna... There we go. Oh yeah, you got the power grid up and running? Good, 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 good. That's the major step in the game. Let's place this back in the river. There we go. Get some more fish going. This is mostly just so I can keep the food. There's one more of this. There we go. Yeah, no. Figuring out the power grid can be a challenge, but once you get it figured out, it's pretty easy. Keeping your freezer good, topped off, and all that's good. You know, very important type thing. Farming, figuring out like what your best moves are when you first drop down onto the planet, what to start farming first, and how big to make your field so it's not too much for them to manage, but you still get plenty of food, and what crops are best for what, that kind of stuff. There we go. Alright. Get the fish smoking here. There we go. Have a spot of breakfast for my character. And by the way, you can beat the game, if you didn't know. You can actually win RimWorld. It's not just to build a colony and see how long you can go. There are actually win conditions. There we go. Alright. Drink all this water. Yeah. Character's nice and topped off. Beautiful. Okay. Is this rabbit pelt done? Close enough. Okay, good. I was worried that that rabbit pelt was not going to make it before it finished there. I was afraid it was going to expire on me. Alright, so let's continue flattening this here. But yeah, no. I've played a ton of RimWorld over the years. Both modded and unmodded. And I, of course, have all the current DLCs. I actually saw a thing where they're discussing, like, when the next DLCs might be coming out for it. Alright, let's see here. Just checking some stuff real quick. Alright. Let my character work on things here for a bit. There we go. Making good progress, though. I kind of want to just get this area flattened out. It's going to be a bit of a process to get it done. But once it's done, it'll give me a nice area to kind of build on. Because I think I want to slowly move all of my stuff that's over here over into this area once I get it flattened out a bit. That's one quality of life thing I definitely think the game needs. It needs a slightly better leveling system, I think, for leveling ground. But I think that's probably a mechanic that the dev's going to work on, would be my guess. Just a thought. But I'm not sure. I'd assume so. There we go. I still have my plank in my inventory? I do. Alright, can't sort because I'm digging. Alright, we're going to take a little break from digging there for a second. All this back over here. There we go. Let my character catch his breath. Actually, let's check, see here. Let's see here, not that. Nope, where is it? Skills. Is that actually increasing my endurance? Yeah, it looks like it might be. We'll have to check this and see if the digging's increasing my endurance there. Oh yeah, no, rice is like one of the best foods for just like production. Like if you just need lots of food and don't want to have to worry about whether or not you'll have enough food, rice is like the go-to. So in my general RimWorld playthroughs, my first day is, you know, put down a rice field. And once the rice field's down and planted, then I'll add like a cornfield. And the reason for that is because the corn will take longer to grow. So it's a slower to get into place crop. But it gives you a good like summer harvest. And produces pretty well for that. As well as has a decent spoil timer. Same with the rice. Rice has a decent spoil timer. Grows quick and produces a fair amount. Which is why I do like rice first, followed then by like a cornfield. Oh, it tells me the hotkeys down below the buttons. I just realized that. I read things. And prisoner mood also affects how well they convert to your society or religion and stuff, by the way. There is a reason to keep your prisoners happy. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, no, this is definitely leveling up my endurance doing this. There we go. I feel like he's running out of place. That's a good idea. Now, the one thing you have to be careful of with that is some factions you can't become friendly with, no matter like how much you might want to. If that makes sense. Rotate, hold. Okay. There we go. Flatten this out some. Very good. Good that you noticed that. Yeah, the ones that you can't make friends with, I always just either recruit them or do something else with them, depending on what kind of a playthrough I'm doing for that playthrough. I think my shovel's broken. Very worn. It still works. So, but yeah, no, it's all kinds of stuff. Now, what's weird is I have several friends who, of course, also play RimWorld, and they always accuse me of doing like the most evil playthroughs. And I'm like, I actually generally play like a super chill, like I just want to trade with everybody guy. I want to be everybody's friend. You know. All because one time I went super unhinged in the game where I was just like, you know what? If they're gonna attack me, they're just more food for the colony. Like, kind of a playthrough. Do it once, and suddenly that's like your MO with all your friends. Just like, come on, guys. See, I do the same thing. I have like nice graveyards that I lay out for the raiders that die when raiding me. The ones that don't die, I patch them up, and then send them on their way. If they're a faction I can make friends with. If they're a faction I can't make friends with, I show them like, look, man, you could be sitting in this jail cell, or you could have that nice empty bedroom I just built over there just for you. I even put your name on the wall. Like, look at it. It's got a nice bed. It's got a window. It's got a flower pot. Everything everyone could want in life. You could live in there. All you have to do is like quit being mean to people. Like, and that's how I normally play. I've actually only beaten the game once. I've only actually completed a playthrough of RimWorld all the way to the win condition once. Yeah, each update kind of adds a new one. Not each of the DLCs, sort of. The second one I ever came close to doing was the one that they added in Ideology. That DLC. They added a win condition that I came close to completing. But it is such a job to complete that one. Oh my goodness. It's probably the longest one to complete. The vanilla, like the base game one, is probably the shortest. There we go. Take that apart. Oh yeah, see, look at that. That flattened that out nicely. Yeah, see, we're starting to get some nice flat terrain here we could work with. Alright, so let's do that again. We're going to place another one here. And we'll do Alt here. Yep, okay. Okay, wonder why that's, like, giving me that weird angle there, but it's alright. Gonna keep flattening it out anyways. Buffalo tried attacking my colonists, but got gunned down since I made a machining bench. Oh yeah. So, let me tell you, this is a story I tell occasionally, especially when I'm like streaming RimWorld, which I haven't done RimWorld stream in a while. And this also was this particular story also got me some nice karma on the subreddit, for farming subreddit points, I guess. The funniest time I ever lost a colony in RimWorld, I had grown a little too quickly for keeping up with my food production. And I had like a nice like double-walled, thick wall all the way around my colony where my colonists lived, with like a kill box in the front with like 7 or 8, gun turrets, garden the kill box, and then sandbags for my colonists to stand behind and also shoot, into the kill box from. And it defeated raider group after raider group. It was great. But because of the food situation I was running into one winter, I was like, oh man, what am I going to do to get food? I'd already killed like every animal on the map tile when a herd of 90 deer wandered onto the map. And I was like, okay, I'll hunt some of the deer. My hunter goes out, shoots the first deer, doesn't kill it, but as soon as he wounds it, the entire herd of 90 deer goes manhunting. And they overrun my colony of like 13 to 15 colonists. I can't remember exactly what the number was. And this is with my colonists behind the kill box with assault rifles and the machine gun turrets sitting there just emptying magazine after magazine into the kill box. The 90 deer plow through the kill box and beat everyone to death. They blow up the turrets. And finally, like, 30 of them leave the map, because I killed, like, 60 of the 90 deer, or left them bleeding to death or whatever. And my colonists are laying there bleeding and beaten. It was just awful. And the turrets exploded, set fire to the base, burned down the entire base, and burned all of my colonists that were still limping to, around trying to save everybody else to death. It was the most, like, just crazy, like, how did I lose a base? And it was, I lost a base to 90 deer overrunning my, like, concrete and machine gun defenses. It was crazy. Like, I've never had a crazier loss in RimWorld. But it was fantastic, though. Like, 10 out of 10 would have my base overrun by 90 deer again. It was one of those things of, I wish I was recording YouTube videos at the time, because that's a recording I absolutely would have kept. Didn't have flamethrowers then. This was like several DLCs ago. You know. Yeah, we're getting pretty good. This is starting to look nice. Alright, so let's put the shovel away for a moment. Oh, right, I need to go get these fish cooking. I just realized I'm sitting here trying to cook all my fish and forgot to go cook the next round of fish. There we go. That's good. How's this going? We got our salt. Nice. Put our salt in our chest here. Oh, that mushroom's going to go bad on me. Oh, that's just unfortunate. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Got all my stuff here. Got my candles over here. Oh yeah, I can go put this bone meal in the actual place I have for it. I'm going to put all these nails together here. Okay. How are my plants looking? Slightly dry. Alright, let's grab my thing here and go water the plants, because the plants will want to be watered. Give my character a little break from all the digging. I feel like I'm missing a garlic plant. There we go. I think that's like the first time I've leveled up in garlic. In farming. There we go. Let's go ahead and refill the bowl and boil it real quick. Get a little bit more water. Yeah. But I feel like that was like right after the first DLC. I think that was during the Royalty DLC, right after it did come out. Let me grab this shovel here. So I was going to dig up this milk thistle. Where are you? There it is. Okay. Alright, so that just got rid of it. That's fine. Alright, there we go. We're making good progress. How's this? It's almost done. I mean, it was like 50% done. Rabbit hide is done. Good, 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 good. So I didn't lose that rabbit hide, which is what I wanted. Alright. Let's see here. Build. Let's do... Let's alt. Here. There we go. I was about to say, like, why isn't it letting me flatten this out? So have you gotten raids where they try to burrow through your walls or your defenses yet? Because that becomes a thing. Or where they come in with grenadiers and grenades and stuff. Not yet. Yeah, they slowly start stepping up. So, for your information, you may not know this. If you go in and look at your colony's statistics, there's a whole menu for this. One of the things you can see is your colony's wealth. Your raid scale is determined by your colony's wealth. And thank you for the follow there, Queenie. Thank you for following. Just saw that pop up on my activities thing there. Also, welcome to the stream. But yeah, no. So that's something to look out for. Is the raiders will get more and more complicated, and they'll start showing up with like actual guns, and if you're very unlucky, they'll start showing up with rocket launchers. Like, grenades are bad enough. But at least grenades have a short range of, like, 6, tiles. The rocket launchers have a much longer range. And significantly bigger explosions. It can be a real problem. I had a raider one time show up with a, like one of the Doomsday rocket launchers or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. It's like the really big ones that have like a long range. They're like a single use. They're like a one-shot item, if I remember correctly. But their explosive radius is like 10 or 15 tiles in radius or something. And this dude, like, no nonsense, like, ran up to where some of my colonists were trying to fight him and blew himself up and my colonists and, like, the defenses they were sitting behind. And it was just like, dude. Clearly someone didn't train you on how to use that, and this is going to be awful for my colonists. I don't think I ended up continuing that particular playthrough very long. I'm watching this bear sitting over here. Actually, that's something we could do. We could hunt that bear. I don't know if I want to hunt that bear, though. I already have a bunch of jerky that's going bad anyways. Could also use some more spotted mushroom soup. Sometimes deciding what to focus on in this game can be a little tough. But the bear pelt would be very nice. So the cool thing about bears is while they're very dangerous if you're not careful in how you fight them, if you get a good hit off, they'll run away from you. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Got a fracture. I'm gonna have to deal with that. There we go. Alright. Good news is, I'll be able to... See, the main thing about these is how much fat you get. So far, you've killed one bear. Talking about in RimWorld, or... Yeah, because bears in RimWorld can be quite dangerous, too. What I like to do when I'm having to deal with bears in RimWorld, or wargs even, yeah, is I'll get, like, a group of, like, 3 to 4 people, usually, armed with decent ranged weapons, and kind of start them off at max range, shooting at it. And kind of, yeah, you had your whole colony down and down. That's the way you do it. And it's one of those things that once you get the bear on, like, screen or whatever, once it's in your map tile, you kind of want to just go ahead and deal with it, if you can, because if you ignore it too long, it'll start doing things like hunting your animals, even hunting your colonists sometimes. It's just, they're a real problem in the game. So, yeah, it's good to just go ahead and hunt them down if you can. What's going on here? Oh, it's arm fracture. I haven't had an arm fracture before. Okay. That's new. Well, I know how to fix that, though. You also have to watch that with wargs. Wargs are particularly bad about hunting colonists. Like, they'll just do it. Yeah, that explains why this is taking so long to skin this bear. So these bear pelts are actually really important in this game for making, like, armor and stuff. As well as they're just a really good source of leather. And the animal fat's good for making things like sausage. Which we might actually make some sausage, because we're at the point now... You know, the main problem is I still don't have a good a good-sized pot. I'm going to have to make... Alright. I've been leveling out all this trade. It's time to start building some stuff on it. I think first thing we're going to have to do is build a better kiln, so I can make bigger pottery items after I treat my arm fracture. And then from there, we're going to need a bloomery, so I can repair this pickaxe that I have. Because once I have the pickaxe... Well, actually, I need a chisel, too. So many things you need in this game to kind of really progress. Because I need the chisel to make a sharpening wheel for making a grinding wheelstone to better sharpen and have my tools. So your colonist Todd wanted Shrug so badly, so we'll have him have to make himself. Oh yeah, does that colonist have the chemical fascination trait or whatever? Because some of the colonists do that. That's one I'll try and avoid hard. Like, if I got a colonist that's got that, or someone that comes in that's like, I want to join, but they've got, like, chemical fascination or whatever, I'm like, no. If you get the biology one, the one that adds, like, genetics and stuff to the game, I also tend to avoid the wasters, because they have a dependence on psychite. And that can just be a real pain to keep in stock. Same with Luciferium. Don't ever accidentally like get one of your colonists hooked on Luciferium. I need a stick. Actually, I think I need a couple sticks. That's a twig. That's not going to help me. Need this short stick. There we go. Now I need a dogbane. Dogbane. Just realized that my tags for the items had gotten turned off somehow. That's dandelions. That's a coyote. Or is that a wolf? That's a wolf. Ian Koto, welcome. Well, thank you for the follow, Ian. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this rope. Yep, that hurts. I know. I know, bud, that hurts, because that bear tore our arm up bad. Okay. Splint. Let's just go to medical. Oh, I need 2 rope. Never mind. I need another dogbane. There it is. Perfect. And actually, I should just grab a couple extra dogbane while I'm out here. Because one of the things I'm going to do is make an extra smoking rack anyways. Really? I was going to say, I definitely have enough space for a couple long sticks. There we go. And I'm going to grab an extra dogbane too. And an extra long stick. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and craft this thing up. First things first, let's make the dogbane. Into rope. Am I losing health for this? Or is it just slowing me down? I think it's just slowing me down. Alright, there we go. Now, medical. Splint. There we go. Get this fracture treated. thought I saw a coyote walking up. Don't want to fight the wolf. But I want to get back to my base. Is that a wolf or a coyote over at my base? What is that? That's a wolf. Then why are there wolves hanging around my base? It's unacceptable. Get away from my base. Go. These wolves. These wolves. Hanging around my base. I don't recall asking them to hang around my base. Alright. Oh, the crow came back. So let's grab a couple more rocks. There we go. Alright, so we're going to build cooking. So my current thought process is we're going to build another campfire there. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright. So good. We just got a letter from the hermits, by the way. Which means we're ready for the next step of the quest line. Alright, and we're also going to build a smoking rack. Come on. Extra smoking rack. What else do I need? I need some more sticks and some more ropes. I forgot how many ropes go to these things. Oh, good lord. Okay. And let's grab all this chamomile tea out of here, because I'm going to need some more anyways. We're going to throw all the bare bones in here. Can I even stockpile these? No. Okay. There we go. Sort that out. Cool. That's good. Now. So what I'm thinking is I'll go ahead and make all the sausage casings we can. I really wish we could smoke the sausage in this, because smoked sausage is absolutely a thing in real life. There we go. Get that going. Alright, now see, let's go into here, and we're going to grind up one bear meat. There we go. We're just going to craft up all the sausage we can. The main problem with the sausage is just going to be how high this is in contamination. The good news is we're about to get a way to deal with that. So basically, I know from having done this quest previously in a playthrough that I wasn't recording and sharing on the internet, that one of the recipes the druids just sent us is a basically a food sanitizing wash that you can like wash the food in to help reduce the blight in the food. Which you actually need this slime to make. You also need vinegar to make it, but we'll get there. Alright, there we go. So next things, we're going to go ahead and just drink all of that. There we go. We're just going to throw all the sausage in there. Alright. And just cook it all up. So it's still going to be pretty heavily contaminated. Alright, let's grab this letter. Oh, rabbit, why are you running into my face? Is that a wolf or a coyote? Stop attacking my fish. Dang coyote was attacking my fish. Alright. That's one thing sorted. Alright, let's read the letter. Alright, the slime in itself is very infectious. Figured that out from it contaminating our food. But distilling it seems to produce an essence that can be beneficial in encountering the blight. We've discovered two possible uses for this new substance. Combine toxic oleander leaves with distilled slime oil and set it ablaze, and this can clear out blight in a small area, but won't be able to cleanse the larger infections at nearby villages. Basically, the small blight clouds nearby we can get rid of. Mix slime oil with vinegar to create a primitive disinfectant for food. Submerge infected food in this liquid to remove some of the infection. Furthermore, we think certain crystals could be combined in alchemical processes to further refine the beneficial effects from the slime and the blight. We would be grateful if you could source regular or realgar, that's a word, and blue vitriol crystals for further experimentation. Blue vitriol can sometimes be found within copper-rich rocks, and realgar veins appear underground, which there's actually realgar vein, funny enough, at the cave that the hermits live in. This is why I'm going to need to fix my pickaxe long term. I can continue working on the quest. Alright, so we got that letter. I'm going to throw the letter in here just to get it out of my inventory. You now live in here, letter. Alright. So those two are probably going to go bad. I'll put this in here for now. I'm not sure what to do with this particular bear meat. Like, I want to cut it up and smoke it, but I'm not sure I'm going to get that done in time. Let's see if I can get enough sticks and things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That should be enough sticks. Now I need rope. If I can not... Oh, I didn't realize spacebar was attack. Alright. Grab some rope. That isn't smooth enough there. Add from inventory. Oh, that was enough. Fantastic. I can actually get this next round of smoking started. So they need 10 pieces of regular and 10 pieces of vitriol. Alright. There we go. There's that. Let's see how our sausage is looking. Looking not bad. I'm going to put it in here, though. That there, and that there. Yep. I'll keep it out of my inventory. Won't really slow down the spoil rate. But let's see here. How's this looking fish-wise? It's about 55% done. Alright. Well, let's just go ahead and cut up this bear meat into jerky. Not that I expect to get all of it smoked in time. We're going to stream just a little bit longer here. And I think our next major project is going to be that kiln here. Because the kiln's really kind of holding us up. Alright, there we go. And get that going. Cool. Alright, the other thing I need to do, and I just realized I've been forgetting to do that, is put this bear hide in here. And then I'm going to need to put my spear over here. Because I'm going to need a lot more water after that. Because I want to get that bear hide tanned. A rat has self-tamed. Yeah. That's your pet rat, Steve. You know? Didn't you know? It's a colony without a pet rat. There's always like a rat or a squirrel or something that like self-tames like randomly like in every game I play with Rimworld. You know. They're chill. They just want to be part of your colony. They think you're a cool dude. go. So we're really going to start, like, stockpiling wood and stuff here soon. Because having 2 fire pits running is going to be taxing on our supplies of wood. Got a rat, a squirrel, and a warg. Nice! And just remember, if you run into problems feeding the warg, it will have no problem helping itself to dead raiders. Just if you put it in, like, its feeding area. Combat suppliers can be interesting, because they can have a lot of random, interesting goods. I prefer bulk good traders myself. Just because bulk good traders tend to have... well, they tend to have more capacity to buy some of the stuff you're mass-producing, like the smoke leaf you were telling me you're mass-producing earlier. The bulk good traders tend to be good for, like, offloading, like, large amounts of stuff like that. There we go. Just a little bit more water and we'll be good to go. Perfect. Wunderbar. Alright, I'm going to refill this here. Just to get some more water. Just realized how low my character is on water. Oil that up. How's that? Only got 2 hours of fuel left. Okay. In that case, let's see here. We're going to need some soft clay. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to make clay bricks. We're going to use these to kind of start up our new kiln that we're working on. Because we're going to need a new kiln to really kind of improve our situation, especially for food storage, and especially if we want to get that stuff going for storing food and preserving it. Alright, so there's that. And we need some fuel. Good news is I've got a bunch of fuel for the kiln right here. There we go. Alright. Because the kiln runs on, like, little scraps of wood and stuff with a small kiln. The big kiln requires, like, charcoal. Alright, so we'll do that. And we'll just throw that pile of wood in there. More. There we go. And let's do this. Beautiful. Alright, we'll throw this in here. Put that in there. I'll just throw these leaves in here. There we go. We'll go ahead and light that. There we go. Kiln is running. What we'll do is actually go ahead and get another set of bricks created here while that's running. Because we need like 20 bricks or something. There we go. We'll grab that. And do I have any mud mortar? I have some mud. Let me grab one more of these here. Let's see here. Mud mortar. Actually, let me see what it takes to make this kiln. Yep, it takes mud mortar. That's what I thought. Alright, and 20 bricks. So mud mortar. So we're going to want one of these large clay jugs. And these soft clay jars are what we're really looking for long term. There we go. Alright, cool. Mud mortar done. I'm going to make 6 more of these bricks. So part of the reason I like this game is I also like the game Unreal World, which is kind of like the OG, like hardcore survival, like I think, from my understanding. You know, if I'm wrong, feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Alright, let's place this down here. Let's rotate. Let's rotate this thing. I'm gonna rotate it this way. There we go. And just add stuff from inventory. Done. Alright. Those are firing up nicely. Now let's go grab some more mud. We're going to need a little more mud anyways to make the mud mortar we need. Is that all the mud, really? Alright. Let me grab like 2 of these just in case. I'm gonna need a lot more mud. But this game feels a lot like that as far as like the stuff you have to like work on and make and how you process things. And that really appeals to me, just because I very much like that game. Oh good, this is done. And I can get some more meat smoking here. There we go. Beautiful. So with all that, I messed that up a little bit. That's alright. Oh yeah, solar flares are rough. Alright, let's get my axe out, because I'm going to need some more firewood. What are you guys? What are you guys? That's wolves. Alright, let's grab that. I'm going to grab these blueberries really quick. Stay over there, wolf. There we go. Cool. And the reason I'm grabbing those blueberries is because I'm going to need those to make the vinegar. Let's see here. Small tree, small. I prefer not small trees, but I'll take small trees. Good news about small trees is I can carry both logs back to base. And all these pine branches as well. There we go. Yeah, solar flares are rough. Power kicked right back in time before the heal roots died. Let me guess, you have some farming going on indoors. There's a coyote that just appeared like out of the grass over there. There we go. Yeah. No, I understand. I've done some of the inside farming as well. It's really good. Didn't realize I had some mud mortar already saved up. That's fantastic. Add from inventory. There we go. Nice. How's this going? Oh, good. These are done. There we go. Those are now in there. Alright, 6 of the bricks. Now let's get some firewood. Oh good, our endurance leveled up. Now, I will say one thing. Smoking meat in this game is a lot easier than it is in Unreal World. So in Unreal World, to smoke meat, it takes... Or to dry meat, I should say. It takes, like, 20 days in-game. Which is just, like, forever. Let me eat that. Gonna eat some of this fish. It's got lower condition here. There we go. And then what we'll do... Actually, this will help me clear out some of my inventory here just by throwing these pine needles into here. There you go. How's this going? We'll drink all that water. Now, one thing that is easier in Unreal World than this game is you can just drink out of the lakes and rivers in Unreal World. No worrying about having to purify your water by boiling it and stuff. But then with this game, the whole idea being that Blight has basically wiped out civilization, you know, I understand. Oh, good. How are we doing here? So we're going to have to probably make another splint. That's okay. Our fracture is healing. How's that doing? Yeah, we're doing all right. So we've got a crucible furnace. We got that. We're going to need... Once this is done, we're going to need a few more things here. So let's see here. What do I have? I need some more mud. Let's go ahead and get the mud real quick. There's some more mud right there. There we go. Done. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the mud mortar. That water mod for VS sounds really funny to add right now. Which water mod? The hydrate or dihydrate one? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, all right. I've seen some people play with it before. It actually looks pretty cool. And if you're wanting like hardcore survival, it adds to it. Alright, so let's see here. Start stockpile for mud. Right there. And then mud mortar. Start stockpile. There. Alright, cool. So that's done. How's this looking? Oh, good. These are done. Just a couple more bricks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should do it. Alright. So, what we're going to need after this is we're going to want an ingot mold. And then we're also going to want some of these jars. A jug. Soft clay pot wouldn't be bad either. Lots of these could be really good. Alright, but let's go get these bricks in the oven. Come on, get in there. There we go. Alright, let's see here. How's this doing? Drink all that. Beautiful. The other thing I'm going to get, probably as soon as we get this kiln done, is I'm going to make myself a resource pan so I can actually start boiling up some resources. So let's grab a little bit more clay here. There we go. Alright, let's see what that is. So let's see here. I want Yeah, I want one of these. I also want one of these clay watering jugs. Alright. I'm also going to want one of those. Come on, sculpt. You actually level up your sculpting skill, by the way, by doing this. Yeah, dehydration is rough in that game. But it also has an interesting mechanic, because the way it interacts with, like, the hunger and food bar and stuff is super just fascinating. So there we go. There's that. And then... don't need the resource pan. Yeah, let's do the jar first. And then we'll grab some more clay and get the ingot mold. Probably a couple more jars, honestly. Alright, let's see here. Clay. Oh, we ran out of clay. Never mind. Alright, so start a stockpile here for more clay. We'll have to wait. Alright, let's set this down. I can't drop it. Can I put this in my inventory? No. Oh, that was a poor idea on my part then. How's this looking? Right, we're going to have to refuel this. Let me grab some more fuel. There we go. Poor calculation on my part to go ahead and make the jug. There we go. So we'll go ahead and get this finished then. Let's drink all that. There we go. Water's all nice and topped off. Alright. Let's grab this. How many of these hold? These hold 20 milliliters. Alright, so we'll grab these. Or 200 milliliters, sorry. Okay, good. I can drop it. There we go. Nope. Nope. Come back here. Tried to roll away on me. Drop it. Stay. Stay, clay jug. There we go. Let's grab this, because we're going to want that. Because this will hold, what? 200? Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're just going to... nope. Use that, please. We're going to crush, like, 20 milliliters worth of blueberry juice, and we're going to go ahead and start making some vinegar. The reason being is what we can do is once we have this clay jar fired, we can actually store the vinegar and the slime oil in it and use that to rinse our food to reduce the blight of the food. It's a whole thing. It's fantastic. Alright. I actually counted that out right. I actually hit it 20 times. There we go. Alright, so we're going to fill the covered glass jar. Yep. And see, this will now ferment, basically. And let's see here, how many blueberries I have left here. 11. 11's not worth doing it, so what we'll do is we'll save that. And we'll just eat the rest of these. And eat. There we go. Nice. Done. How's my jerky looking here? Nice. That's all done. We'll try this one, see if we can get it done. Alright, and what we can do is we'll throw these back in here for now. This one will start fermenting. You can see it's actually already fermenting, so perfect. Let's go check our hides. The bear hide is 63% done. This one is done. So perfect. Good. Good, good, good. We're making good progress here. How are my bricks? Bricks are done. Put these two in there. Once those are done, I think I'll add just a little bit more fire. Here, let's grab one of these here. Can I even put these directly in there? No, I do have to process them first. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem doing that. Oh yeah, this meat's much better than this meat right now. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll just do that, add that. Because I think that 40 minutes will get those bricks done. There we go. Let me save up some sticks, and let's start a stockpile of just pine straw. Let's be honest, it is just pine straw. Alright. Have some bones there. Let's process these bones while we wait for this last bit of these last bricks to finish up here. It's one of the things about this game. It's just kind of like, you know, keep yourself slightly busy and, you know, always working on something. Kind of sad that coyote floated off downriver, if I'm honest. How's this looking? Oh, this is rusted partially. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, we're going to reforge it anyway, so to fix this thing up, we're going to have to, like, take it apart and, you know, have to basically break it down and make a new one. Since it won't let you sharpen this. Unfortunately. Which doesn't make sense in real life. Normally you could sharpen these things. Oh good, our herbalism increased. So herbalism does several things. It increases the rate at which you process things like crushed bone and whatnot, as well as your efficiency at doing so and whatnot. There we go. I can take all this crushed bone and add it up here. Here's my bone meal, which I use for growing my plants. Gotta have my plants. These are almost done. Fantastic. I kind of want to go see if that coyote's over here. Nope, it's right there. Alright. We've got rabbit remains right here? What's going on here? Alright. Let's take this bass too. Can I have the bass? I want the bass. Nope, it's not going to let me have the bass. Annoying. Can I have the coyote? Yes. Mostly just want... You know what? I'll take it all. It's fine. Just give it all to me. Nope. Quit floating down river. I keep forgetting I'm slowed down on this because of my... Oh no, I got a leech. Alright. Let's get out of the water. Right leg. Heal. Good thing my pyromaniac colonist decided to set stuff on fire in the rain. Yeah, that's another one of those that's like just absolutely obnoxious to deal with. We will just like drift through this guy. How close can I get? Alright. Let's harvest the hide. I wish I could pick up the coyote. The problem is I keep squatting to do this, and my character keeps drifting down the river. I just want that hide, realistically. I actually don't even care about the meat. Come on, just give me the hide. Give me the hide this time. 1 minute. Come on. Hide. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get it. Alright, well, let's get out of the water and quit messing around with that coyote. There we go. Alright, so these bricks should be done. Yes, they are. Fantastic. Which means we can do this, build this. Alright. Takes a little bit of time to build all this, but it's so good once you get it done. Having this improved kiln, basically. There we go. Now, so like we could fit this in here. Okay, this in here. Heck, we could even go get that other thing. Where is it? There it is. Yep, this. There we go. Like, look at that. So much space. Alright, now let's go ahead and turn this coyote meat into jerky. Just because we can. There we go. Nice. Get it nice and processing there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright. How's this looking over here? 81%. Let's go ahead and get this thing going then. What I do need is a little bit of... Get this guy. Get this guy. There we go. And put them in here. Just kindling. Let's grab one of these. Grab two, actually. There we go. Doop. Get that going. Beautiful. And we're also going to grab a couple pieces of charcoal. There we go. Alright. Throw that in there. Throw that in there. I need like one more pine cone to be sure. Yeah, one more pine cone. There we go. And I just hope that's going to last long enough. Get the fire going. Throw these in here just to add a little more fuel. Alright. I decide what we want to do next here. Realistically, I need to eat some food. So let's go ahead and eat that. Kind of wish we could also cook fish in a little different way. Like, you can cook the fish on the fire directly. But it doesn't do as good of a job of reducing the blight in the fish. There we go. You have to eat a lot of this fish, though. Not high food value. go. Alright, that's nice and sorted. Let's go ahead and get another bowl of water going here. Alright. Throw that in here. Boil that up. See how our charcoal kiln's doing. Yeah, it's going to need another piece of charcoal or two, I think. Let's just grab one more, just to be sure. Because this large jar here is going to take a while, it looks like. Alright. Well, while that's working, let's go get a little more firewood. Because we're going to need some more firewood. Looks like the coyotes have moved out, which is fine by me. That's a young tree. We don't want young. Don't want young. I want small or bigger. Or large. This work. I also wish we could plant trees. They will grow naturally on their own. Kind of wish we could plant them, though. But again, there's a lot of stuff the dev's still working on adding, so like I can't say too much. Like I don't know what will be in the future. Especially since right now his main goal is getting all the mechanics working the way he wants them to work. Which is good, like, you know. There we go, grab the twig. And grab these logs. There we go. I also need to check my character's overall injury. Oh yeah, it's fine. We'll have to replace the splint soon, but it's alright. There we go. Yeah, because we only have 4 hours of fuel left, so. Let's add that. Yeah, it gets us up to 8. There we go. Alright. That's as good as we can do for the moment. On the fuel. There we go. How's this doing? Oh, good. That's done. And here we go. We're going to take this jar real quick. So we've got this jar. Which is a lot bigger than our bowl. These jars are just incredibly useful for so many things. Like, look at that. It's so much better. That was almost 10% in one go instead of like 4. So there we go. Like, yeah, that's already improving things. Nope, our splint wore out, so we're going to have to make a new one real quick. That's fine. There we go. Good enough. Alright, so we're going to set this jar down. Let's place it down real quick. Alright. Let's grab the splint. We're going to dismantle it real quick. Where's my splint? Splint? There it is. Take it apart. Yeah, I'm aware. Doesn't feel good. There we go. Let's see here. Let's grab... I have enough sticks, because I think it's only 3. So now we just need some dogbane. Dogbane. Where are you at? That's a coyote. That is not dogbane. I mean, I guess you could call it dogbane, but it's very sharp dogbane. Grab some extra sticks while we're out. And I don't want them in my main hand. we go, Dogbane. Let's grab one more, because I think I needed 3 for this, if I remember correctly. Orange cat, mushroom, orange cat, brown, curved. Nope. Where's the Dogbane? There's some Dogbane. There we go. Alright. Wasn't what I wanted. This is what I wanted. There we go. And then the splint. I should really start keeping these around for my character. Like, should also start keeping some of the bandages and stuff around. I keep, you know, some of the stuff medically around. I need to start keeping more. There we go. I'm gonna grab this long stick too. Oh, another long stick. I'll grab that with me and take that with me too. It's always good to have some extra sticks laying around the base. There we go. Cool. That takes care of all that. Alright. Is this done? Good. This actually finished. So here's what the clay jug can do. So we can fill this up. So, there we go. And it holds 250 milliliters of stuff. And like, we can come and just almost instantly fill this thing up right here. There we go. Let's see here. That's good. Let's drink all that. Alright, so this, add that fuel right there. This pan, we can come down here to the river, and we can pan. And what we'll do is our character will get materials this way. Like, there we go, we got some pebbles and some copper ore. And you basically have a chance to find different things every time you pan. Oh, we got a gold nugget in a pebble. That's new. Not even sure what the gold nugget's for. Never seen one of those in this game before. Got some more tin and some copper. Which is good, because I'm going to need more copper here in a minute. Anyways. Alright. I'm going to do this 1 or 2 more times. See? And apparently it rolls. So, one of the things I was reading online, mechanically the way this works, is basically there's a list of things you can find, and it rolls against each item on the list, not necessarily just against the whole list by itself to see which item you get. So there we go. Let's sort all that. So we got some more copper, we got a whole bunch of pebbles. But that's what the pan's for, and that's why I wanted it, because that basically gives us a small but permanent trickle of copper and tin and such. Which is going to be really important long term. Alright, so that's good. Let's see here. How's our smoker looking? So that's still all smoking. I'm not sure that's actually going to finish before it rots. But alright, we're going to call it there, folks, for now. I know I was saying we were going to move further south. I just didn't really like any of the locations I saw down here as I got to looking at it. Like, this was too close to them. And this over here wasn't flat enough for my taste, or was too forested. And thinking about it, being up here is closer to the map's edge, so if I really ever get tired of dealing with the blight, I can just leave the map and move out. Because that's the thing that, you know, the dev hasn't really changed. The blight doesn't really spread off the map. But, there we go. Wow. I want to see something here. Let me check something. Okay, yeah, so it is still just river water. That's okay. We'll just put it back down here. Alright. I also kind of want to see how this bear hide's doing. Oh, good. It's done. It has been treated. So it's ready to go onto the tanning rack. There we go. Let's see what else we've unlocked here. I am curious. Like, what can we do with this gold nugget? Doesn't tell me. A rare and highly valuable. Just rare and highly valuable. Wow. I could sell it. Oh, I could go buy a bow. That's worth enough. I could actually go buy the bow. See, that's tempting to go buy the bow. But we're not going to do that right now. Anyways, so I'm going to throw all my copper and tin into my chest here. And my gold nugget. There we go. And now I'm actually going to end it. So, thank you all for joining me. This has been Thalen McRom streaming some The Last Plague Blight. It's a survival game that I really love. It does have a storyline. The storyline isn't finished because, again, this game's in early access. But for an early access game, there's a ton to do just from a survival standpoint to enjoy. So remember, if you all like this and enjoy my streams and my videos and all that, you know, like and subscribe, obviously. Mostly, you know, whichever you feel like. Leave comments on my videos if you watch my videos. I have lots of other stuff on the channel for y'all to enjoy. And if you feel super extra special, I do have a Patreon if you want to really just directly support the channel. Or even join as a YouTube member. Both my Patreons and YouTube members get early access to all my videos. And I also have a Discord for people to hang out in. That's free to join. No charge for joining the Discord. But Patreon members and YouTube members do get extra benefits in the YouTube, or in the Discord, sorry. So, just throwing it out there for people who are interested. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a great one, and we'll catch you all in the next episode or stream, whichever it is. Have a good night.